dreams. The green twins with your eyes.
Okay, comme des consonnes, some new Saint Laurent mix Johnny Versace with Coco Chanel.
Okay. All right. All right. Oh my God. Hello, Aye. Wagwan. How you doing, brother? Welcome on board, Bakasan. I believe Bakasan. Yeah. We'll be trading New York session today, guys. Give me a minute. Let me drop this link with my community on Discord. All right, guys. Welcome. All right, so I think I'm done with the messages here, so let's come back here. So I switched our chart to the line chart. Obviously you guys already know. I believe you know that already. If you don't know, now you know. All right, if you don't know, now you know. Okay, you only follow me on YouTube. Okay. You don't have a Discord? Do you have a Discord app? You don't have a Discord app. Let me know if you have a Discord app. I can send you the Discord link. I don't have a Telegram group. I've not thought about having one. Maybe it's an idea I can look to explore. All right, but let me know. If you have a Discord. app. Okay, you have it. So if you have a Discord, you can join. Let me see if I can get you the link to join right away. I think it's best that way. I don't know if you can click this link from the chat section, but if you can't click it from the chat section, then okay, wait, let me do this. Unpin this message. I'll say join. Make it safe. Let's do Discord. Alright, I'll paste the link and I'll put this right, and I'll pin the message. Alright, that's the link there. You can pretty much join the Discord. Let me know if you have any issues accessing it, and yeah, let me know if you have any issues accessing the link. And to whom it may concern, if you're joining us live, we're currently looking at the Forex market overall. And from what I see here, or from what you can see there, you see we are currently looking at the DXY. We have a couple of what do you call it? We have a couple of items that we would want to go through. I've pretty much gone through them in the morning section. In the morning section, we did not see anything exciting to say, per se. So in this afternoon section, what we'll be doing, we'll be looking at the DXY, and I think at this point I'm waiting for a confirmation on DXY. The confirmation will be for DXY to take out this high. If you see that high that I highlighted with a vertical line, or is it a horizontal line? I don't know. I think it's a horizontal line, right? So once our DXY takes out that high, we'll be looking for a confirmation on either here on British Pound USD, Aussie Dollar USD, or we might take it all the way to Euro USD. All right, so those are of course, the pair that I'm looking to engage with in this New York section. So here on the Euro USD, you guys can see we have an important swing here. There is the low around 14.25 today. This is the 5-minute time frame though, to whom it may concern. To anybody that feels like they want to have an idea of at what level I'm calibrating my chart on. In the meantime, if you're joining us live, please, I would like you guys to like the video, share the video with friends, family, and well wishers. I would like to have a lot of people on board today. Remember, this year is the year we really want to build this community. We want to make it big, and with God being on our side, we will of course get to that point. All right, with that said, if you guys are joining us live, you love what we do here, please make sure you are helping us like the video, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, all right. So I'm coming. A lot is just going on. So just get us the likes, and we appreciate you joining us. Okay, so back to the chart. Like I said, we are waiting for confirmation. All the items we have here in our watch list, for the guys that understand pigeon, because I'll be throwing some pigeon here. I need to be comfortable, right? I need to be comfortable in my in my frame. Okay, what the hell is going on here? All right, so I'll be trading, you know, ideally for the guys that have been joining my live stream, you know, I largely spend my time on the XNX because that's the guy I use. Okay, I think the confirmento is about confirming. Let's switch over to the normal chart, which is this one. Here is the line chart. As you can see, this low is what we want price to go below for our confirmation. Our eyes is also on British pound USD, so let's be mindful of that. I'll move this guy here because this is the low. That's the swing low that I see price would want to use if at all they want to come down. So this is the low I'll be looking out for. Here, this one is for British pound USD. This one is for Euro USD here. And of course, at the top of there we have Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is not doing much, so we'll leave it for now. So for me, I am more interested to see what British pound is going to do and also what Euro USD is going to do. But largely, like I say, my entire focus is on DXY. If DXY gets a crossover, I'll be looking to take a trade. Okay, I think DXY is going to get that crossover, and I think it's going to be the same with Euro USD. All right, so what I'm going to do now is very simple, very simple, which is this. I'll get the total number of pips that is for the stop loss, which is largely around here. Okay, what's this? This is about 12. So if I come here, I'll do 12. Give me the lot size. This is the lot size I'm going to use. Oh, where is this guy? I don't have Euro USD open here. What an interesting guy I am. What an interesting guy I am. What's this? Go here. 5 minutes. Okay. Open order. New order. Volume. Paste. Sell. Selling. First to 4. Sell. What's the stop loss for you? It's giving me 1, 5 of 1. Increase this to, how much am I risking here? Let me risk 6. Alright, so with that said, it's not just opening it, we now have to go get our stop loss. Alright, extremely important we do. So no need to over push it. I'll put my stop loss there for this one. Alright, come all the way down there, somewhere there, modify the position there, which is good. Here also, or modify position. Of course, the stop loss will be at the top there, just to save ourselves from any harm or havoc, as the case may be. We'll just put it there. Alright, so now we have our stop loss in check on both sides, which is good. So if price goes against us now, our stop loss will keep us safe. Right now, it's a case of, are we going to go down or are we going to spend more time around there? I don't know. At this point, I think I've traded what I see. Whatever the market is going to do is up to the market. Remember what I normally tell you guys here. I always say it. This is not financial advice for starters. Okay, this is not financial advice for starters. Largely what we do here is entirely based on strategy we have, backtested approach we have, having a plan, and sticking to those plans. So we don't come here to dilly-dally or, just straight out of vibes. No, we don't do that here. So largely what we just do here is we'll come, we'll look for good opportunity in the market, we execute and hope that the market makers will go our direction, right? So I don't control the market. So I don't like people having the mindset or the idea that I control the market. I do not control the market, right? And that is why we just try to, learn and master our strategy basically. All right. We just have to learn, master our strategy, and stick to it. So right now, I think everything I look out for from A to Z is complete. Based on the currency correlation part of it, on DXY, the confirmation is there. On EURUSD, the confirmation is there. So it's a case of, will they want to go down? And another thing I want to point out here is there is a gap there, but I'm not afraid of that gap. You should be afraid of gaps though, but when it comes to my strategy, I don't get scared of gaps. All right, I just close my eye and jump on it, right? Because that's just my strategy. So if my strategy, by strategy, what I mean is if everything I'm looking out for, that market condition meets all requirements, I don't second guess it. I just jump on it. All right, might not be the best way, but that's the best way I know how to trade best, right? So yeah, we're going to manage this trade together, as you guys can see. Let's see how good this is going to go or how bad it will go, but hopefully it goes well. And if it goes well, of course, it's going to be a good one for us. All right, let's keep our fingers crossed and see if this sell is a serious sell. We need price to keep on going down. If they keep on stalling the price here, and now if I draw, let me draw the gap again. That's the gap there, to whom it may concern, for another time. All right. Right, so this is 12. Is my lot size 12 actually? Maybe I should have used a bigger lot size, but it's okay. It's actually 12.2, but I used 12 to calculate, but it's fair enough. I heard that you settled down and you found a girl and you. I don't like this stalling move here. They should be going down. There's nothing holding them back again apart from this gap that I pointed out here. This price should be flying down if they want to go down, but we'll keep close eye on it and see what's going to happen. There's another gap here. There's a gap here. There's a gap there, so we need to take note of that. Price is currently trying to see if it can take out this gap. If price can take out this gap, that's good for us. Remember that gap I have there. If price can take it away and close below it and maintain that momentum, not when they close below it they start coming up again like they did yesterday. Was it yesterday or this morning? I think it was this morning. I don't know, but yeah, we don't want them to be doing that. On the other hand, if we are using the line chart, the high that we'll be looking to protect ourselves with right now is now this high here. All right, but let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's crazy, this trading thing. Sometimes I wonder, I ask myself, now this thing I go do bumpy, kid, because I can't keep on living like this, you know. The adrenaline rush, the emotions, everything is crazy. But I love it. I love trading though. I don't know why, but I love trading. I love looking at charts. I don't love it because of the money. I know if I say it, it will be like this one don't they lie. But I'm being honest with you guys. If it's just the money, there are other things I know I would channel my energy in that would give me money. But I like trading. I like the fact that I will come here, I will look at charts, and pretty much I analyze it. And when I analyze it, the things that I expect to happen is happening. Price is just making it happen. Those are the things I find exciting about trading. This gap needs to be taken out. I like the fact that we are trading below the half of it, which is a good thing. All right, so when I mean half of it, if you look at the middle of that gap drawing I have there, you see some dotted lines there. Those dotted lines are actually good that price is trading below it, and we need price to maintain trading below it. All right, so let's see how this is going to play out. So far so good. Nothing extra or spectacular is going on. It's just price just coming down. The follow-up candle is as important as the one they used in coming down. So what do I mean? The follow-up candle needs to keep on pressing down, at least get to this bottom, this lower gap here, this smaller lower gap there. As for this gap here, price has met the first expectation, but it doesn't end there. I like the fact that price, like I said before, came down and is trading below that dotted line at the middle of that drawing there, at the middle of that rectangle there. There is a dotted line. That dotted line is the 50% of it, like half of it, right? So below it, price is trading below it, which is good, and we need them to maintain that below price movement. They need to keep on trading below it. If we see them attempting to push back up again, and by pushing back up, like them going back above that middle point again, that's not good. That's not what we want. We want them to keep on going down, because once they start doing this, it means they want to reverse the market so that they will start coming up again. All right, so for us, we need price to maintain the authenticity of the move by keep on going down. Price needs to keep on going down. If they start going up, I will not be happy. And once they start going up, I won't even waste time. I will start closing any positions that I have open, even if it means closing them in loss, but in a more smaller loss. All right, okay, so let's keep our fingers crossed. I am of the opinion that we're going to have at least a good one today, but it's dependent on the market makers. All right, looking at this can be very, very emotionally tasking, because now my emotions is just, I don't know which one I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm feeling anxiety now, or I'm feeling dopamine, or I'm feeling fear, or I am feeling, I don't know, but I'm still human. In as much as I will come here every day, we analyze it, we've had interesting wins, you know, and we've had interesting losses also. But I cannot still come here and categorically tell you guys that I don't feel anything. I'm human. I feel everything. The only way I don't feel anything is if I step out of here now and I don't look at the chart. Maybe I'll go and do something else, which is something I'm thinking of trying to do now. You know, but yeah, it is what it is. The price is not pressing down like I would have wanted. To be honest, I would have wanted them to press further down. I would have wanted them to be aggressively pressing downwards. What's going on? Do do do. I see. I say. Oh, and what's going on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on? Price needs to trade down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to fly down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to fly down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to fly down. Wow, 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 wow. Let's go down. Let's go down. Price needs to fly down. Yeah, yeah. My hair no go to miss both of man. No.
Sorry,
Never feel no.
go.
Never feel no.
They don't catch you.
I'll step for L. All right, they are rejecting this point, and I'm wondering why. Why would they be rejecting the point? Should we break even now? Hmm. No, let's see what's going to happen. I would wait. If we get wrecked, we'll count our loss. But I'm not going. Remember what I told you guys? That midpoint, they don't need to go above. Let me even dry it out. Let me dry it out. Price should reject for us to maintain what do I call this level now? I'll call it uh the bear gate. Let me call it the bear gate. So right about there is the bear gate. So whatever price does, they shouldn't go back above it, at least for now, in order to maintain the authenticity of whatever plan we have for this particular trade here. Is anybody joining me currently live? If nobody's joining me currently live, I'll be closing this stream. So let me know if you're there, if anybody is there. If not, I want to go offline. I want to go offline. Right there, as you guys can see, that's what we call a typical example of fair value gap at its finest. And what I mean by fair value gap at its finest is that before price drove all the way down there, if you guys remember, I pointed out something in the early part of the setup on this particular trade we are currently on. I pointed out an important gap here. As you guys can see, you see there the one tagged small gap. You see there, small gap or resistance bound. You see how that small gap has kept us there for a while now. Just because of that gap, ideally this price would have been a one-way run down to our TP, but you can see just by the by this fair value gap here, by this small gap here, it has been a resistance. So this is a typical example of gap being a resistance. And you know the irony of it all, if price manages to trade below this gap, I say, this gap automatically will turn to what? Resistance to the bulls. Right now it is resistance to the bear because I am a bear today, right? As you guys can see, I am aiming to short this market all the way down here, which is where my TP is at. But just because of the existence of this small gap here, we've been experiencing resistance in trying to get price to go below it. All right, so I just took out time to get a recording of this live streaming section because I'm currently on the live streaming section on FX Adventure. This cutout that you are most likely watching is a cutout from the live streaming section. So we are currently taking this trade live on the live streaming section. If you go on the XNS, that is it there. That's the trade there. All right. If you also go on the funded next, where I have my account, my challenge account, you can see I have the trade still running there. All right, so just by the existence of this gap on the paths that we want to go to, what I now did was immediately we went and we are now experiencing some level of resistance here. What I did, which is to save myself from any more loss in this particular entry or this particular setup or trade you're currently looking at, is you can see at the bottom of the screen there, I have it boldly written. Stop loss is now on break even. It means that I've moved my stop loss all the way from that top there to the entry point. All right. So if price goes against me now, the worst case scenario on this trade is I will not win anything. We are not going to get any profit. But the good part of it is we are not going to lose anything either. All right. So two things I want you guys to pick out from this video is, one, proper risk management based off on what price is throwing at you in real time. All right. With that said, that doesn't mean that there is high chances that price might come up, stop us out at on break even, and still go to our direction. Of course, this is not the first time we've had that experience. Neither will it be the last time we are ever going to get that kind of experience. All right, but the good thing I want you guys to know is when you have a plan and you have a strategy, stick to it. And in this case, my plan is I don't want to lose anything. All right, since I can see some level of resistance here, all I can do is to save myself from any hazardous event that would make me to lose money. There is this saying that I love so much about trading. They say, I don't know who has that statement, but it says, being profitable is based on how much money do you make when you are right, and how much do you lose when you are wrong. So in a situation whereby you're right and your trade is moving fine, you let the profit run. But in a situation whereby you find yourself that there are some resistance or price is trying to go against you, depending on your strategy, depending on your risk tolerance, you can decide to make any decision you want to make. But in this case, my risk tolerance will not allow me to still be holding this position with my stop loss all the way at the initial stop loss point. I feel like this price has driven down enough, and I feel like at the level that we are currently in this price, that we should be going down towards the TP. And I think we've extended enough that if there is any reversal here, there is high chances that they might reverse it in order to take out the liquidity they already kept at the top. Okay, so like I said, breaking even doesn't mean it's the best option. I'm only breaking even because of my risk tolerance. I'm only breaking even because I see for a fact that price, in as much as we have a very small gap there, price keeps on rejecting that gap. We've had how many attempts right now to go below that gap? Let's count it. The first attempt came into that gap, got rejected. Since that time, we've had how many candles printed on this 5-minute time frame? We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Currently, we are in the 6th candle. So we have 5 candles already printed, and yet price is yet to trade below that gap. And if we are taking it based on the power of relativity, you would see the relative strength it took time to come towards that trend, towards that small gap there, is enough to break it on the second attempt. We shouldn't be still trading above it on the 6th attempt, which means there is high chances that this gap might hold. And in a situation whereby this gap holds, you will not end up taking loss for nothing. So for me, based on my risk tolerance and based on calculated power of relativity, based on the momentum price used in coming down here, I don't expect them to experience much resistance here, because first of all, that gap is small. Secondly, the momentum by which price initially used in coming towards that gap. So I believe that the relativity force that the bears used in coming down there should be enough to take us beyond this gap. But you can see that since price came down there, we've been experiencing resistance. So I took out time to make this short clip out of this live streaming section to show you guys how you can see what price is showing you in real time and how you can react and adjust yourself properly based off on your risk tolerance. All right, so this is my own take on this particular trade here, and don't think I'm selling you guys BS. If I click on this right now, what do you see there? That's my stop loss. What do you see there? You see there is no more risk there because I have the stop loss and the entry point. You see there, no more risk. So if price goes against me now, worst case scenario, like I already pointed out, is price will come up into my entry, stop me out, and maybe reverse back and go. I've seen that happen countless of times. This is not the first time, and trust me, it will not be the last time it will ever happen. But at the same time, I've also seen a market condition where price just dropped and dropped seamlessly. And that's the kind of setup, or that's the kind of price that I would want to trade. And in a situation whereby what you expect and your plan doesn't align with the market, don't feel bad about it. You should feel good about it because you manage to stay within your strategy, which makes you disciplined and which preps you and makes your psyche or your psychology towards trading more better, because it means you're grounded in what your initial plan is and you're ready to execute it regardless of whatever condition you find yourself in the market. In this situation, we'll find ourselves in a very tight spot, and you can see that resistance is coming in, and you can see that the bulls are gradually trying to take the market back again. With this said, guys, this is it. I'm going to make a video when we reach the TP if we manage to, but if you don't see a continuation video, it means that price stopped us out on break even. And do you know the good thing about break even trades? It makes you more relaxed. It makes you more relaxed, and all the anxiety and everything is taken away from you. All right, you see it here. This one is the one I have on my funded account, right? This is one I have in my funded account. You can see where my stop loss is. My stop loss is exactly at the entry point. I'm even making more adjustments to make sure it's, just around the right place I would want it to be. So that's that about that, my people. With that said, hope you guys do enjoy the content we make here every day. Remember to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and if you like the content, like, share with your family, friends, well wishers. With that, I bring this short tutorial from the live streaming section to a close and look forward for the profit video. Thank you. Remain blessed. Bye bye for now. just because of this gap, we've been here for like ages right now. And just to portray in what I said before now, I said that you see that gap there is our enemy, and that gap needs to be taken out. And you can see pretty much after this price coming down, it's been a very boring price action since after testing that gap. Very tiny gap, but as you guys can see, that tiny gap is packed with a lot of resistance. Because now we are coming up from another attempt and it failed to break it. It has failed to break it. We don't even have a break, because some gaps will give you a break and then a reversal, but on this point it's a total no. It's a very small gap but it's a total no, as you can obviously see what's going on there. Like totally a no. And that's the irony of markets. You know, the bigger gaps tend to be the ones that don't do shit. Then now we are seeing a small gap, and all of a sudden a small gap turned into project defense. Small gap turned into something that will now need to beg price to really do something about it. But it is what it is. I tell you things, like crazy things do happen, you know. And that was why, out of experience, I know where tiny gaps, I've seen gaps that are way smaller than this causing havoc, like serious havoc. Like they will not allow price to go through it. And that's exactly what this guy is doing here. You can see it is deliberately stopping price from going down. And I am of the opinion that this guy is a resistance, and there's high chances that price is either going to stop us out or largely will just go against us. But I'm that guy that always run to break even anytime I feel threatened. Anytime I see a threat and price literally has covered ground, so there are conditions that make me to break even. One, if I've gotten 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio move on that particular setup, and I've seen evidence, signs of where price can reverse from. And of course, just like we are experiencing right now, price is coming towards those points and there is serious resistance, because this is serious resistance here. There's no two ways about it. This is some serious resistance going on around there. And that's why we took our stop loss to break even. Basically, price is here to stop us out, which is the good thing. Alright, and the good thing is that we still have our TP on site. Alright, but the only bad thing we have here is there is a fair value gap that is stopping us from getting the full juice. And I don't want to be closing the trade at this point, because if I close the trade here and take the profit, I might as well not do anything, because it means I'm not following my strategy anymore. Alright, that means I'm not following my strategy anymore, so I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to see price to do something. I don't know what it's going to do but one thing I'm sure that I know I need price to do is to take out this small gap. See this small gap, price needs to violate it, price needs to destroy it, price needs to put it in the trash. Alright, so far price keeps on maintaining this gap, so far price keeps on obeying it, so far price keeps on facing resistance at that point, I am of the opinion, leave it alone, don't force it, don't feel too confident, leave it alone. This is my personal opinion. You can For me, relative strength, the power of relativity that price used in coming down here should be enough. And when I mean enough, it should be enough and capable of making sure that price goes below this gap, and should be capable enough to make sure that price reaches the TP. But in a situation whereby in a market that dropped down like this is facing this kind of resistance in a very short small gap, it's time to think twice. So that's why I said no, I'm not going to leave myself so open like that, and that's why I went for the break even approach. Move all stop loss to break even. Now I'm relaxed. Now I am relaxed here looking at the chart. The only thing that I feel will make me feel a little bit sad or bad if price comes back to break even, because like I said before, I've seen it before, and this is not going to be the last time, or that's not going to be the first time that I've seen it, and neither is it going to be the last time. I've seen situations whereby I will move my stop loss to break even. Price will just gradually come to that break even without even going up much, stop me out, and then go down to my TP. I've seen it. It's not once, it's not twice. I've seen it multiple times. I've had that experience personally. Someone did not tell me. Personally, I've had that experience. Some of them are here on the live streaming section. Some of them are the ones that I trade not here on the live streaming section. All right, just wanted to give you guys a heads up and an update of what's going on. And we are literally folding our arms, crossing our fingers, and hoping that price does what we want it to do, which is what? Go below that small tiny fair value gap and keep on trading below it. Once price gets to the TP, if he wants to reverse, if he wants to do whatever he wants to do, it's fine and good. But the most important thing is for price to go below that gap, of which, if you ask me again, my own personal humble opinion and based on my experience, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening because, and here's my argument. My first argument, like I said before, is the relative strength that the bears use in coming down here. Then now, the only issue I have is we have how many candles now at that point? How many? Count it. How many candles at that point? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The 13th candle now. We have the 13th candle now printing, and yet none of those 13 candles, not even one of them, managed to trade below that small gap. Not even one. There are situations whereby price goes below it, then comes back above it, but not even below. Price did not manage to go just even below. And just because of that fact, and coupled with the fact that today is Monday also, there is this thing about Monday. Mondays and Friday are not the best time to trade, in my own personal opinion. All right, they are not the best time, but that doesn't mean that you won't see good setup at those times. An example is one example is this setup I see here, right? This is the actual setup that I would take anytime, any day. All right, because that's my setup, that's my strategy, that's what it is. All right, so that's that about that. So for me, I think if I have a break even this Monday, it's not bad. All right, but it would have been nice if I get a profit, because what is going to help boost my portfolio and my my capital, so that I will have more money to trade in the subsequent days that is going to come. All right, so with that said, I don't know the magic price is going to do at this point. I think even if I am the bears will be quitting at this point, because they pretty much have tried their best. They've already dropped a total number of 6. Did I say 6? I think it's more than 6. I counted it before. It was more than 6, but I'll count it again. 1. The first test was here. All right, so we'll start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. It took 13 candle. This is the 5-minute time frame. 13 candle. 13 candle, and price is yet to go below that tiny gap, which means that that tiny gap, like you have it here, you see where I wrote it, small gap but resistance bound. There's a lot of resistance there. There's a lot of bulls around there. I don't know if it's the bulls or the bears are getting weak. I don't know which one it is, but one thing I am sure is that this gap is a problem, is a pain in the ass, and we need to get it out of the way. And the only way we can get it out of the way, we don't have control over it. I am not the market maker. I keep on saying it. I am not the market maker. The only people that can make it work right now are the market makers, the institutional traders, the bankers, the central banks, America, all those are the ones that have the capital to move the market, not our small money here. All right, so that's why I'm saying the only thing we can do here is to sit down and hope that the market makers will come to our rescue and push price to go further down. That's the only thing we want. But at the same time, we've already went with the safest approach by moving the stop loss to break even. So therefore, at this junction, ladies and gentlemen, we are riding on a risk-free trade. Of course, we are riding on a risk-free trade. But with that said, even in that riding a free risk trade, the emotions of staying in the market for long and not getting profit out of it is still going to haunt you, right? At least for a couple of minutes, depending on how emotional stamina you have. But for me, I have I have built up enough stamina, and you see what I told you guys. You see how the market is now rejecting and it's going up. So that's basically it, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. All right, so this is an update on the initial setup that we had here on Euro USD. As you guys can see, we pointed out that that gap there is going to be a resistance, and as you guys can see, that gap is truly a resistance, and you can see the bulls are already taking over the market back. All right, so in little or no time, they are going to stop us out on break even. All right, I already told you guys the reason why we have this item on break even. I believe if you're watching the video up to this point, I believe you already understand why we made the decision we made, and at least now you even see the repercussion of the fact that we have this gap there. And remember, I pointed out this gap. I said this gap is going to be a problem. If we fail to go below it, it's going to be a problem. And you can see how market works. You see how market does these things. Market is never random. It always have a blueprint of what it wants to do, and it follows those blueprints judiciously. All right, and that is the thing that I can point out for you guys here. So I believe if you've watched up to this point, you must have learned a couple of things by just watching this recap video, or rather this recorded part of the live streaming section that we do here every day on FX Adventure. All right, with that said, guys, it's already past time. I think the only thing that we have left in this market is worst case scenario, price will stop us out on where? Break even. We are not going to lose anything. If price goes against us now, we are losing nothing. Then the other option we have is our TP. If price, I don't know, the magic is going to do, but right now I don't think that magic is coming anytime soon, because of based on the evidence of what's happening in the market. But let's say Jesus comes to our rescue, something happens, market reverses and start going our direction. That means we're going to get a profit out of it. With that said, guys, it brings to the end of today's live streaming section, and it's time for us to go and call it a day. All right, with that said, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy the content we do here. If you enjoy it, remember to like, share the video, and turn on the notification. Subscribe if you've already subscribed. Like I say, we do this every day, so for you to be with us every day and learn with us every day and Who knows? Maybe even trade with us, because I do execute all this trade live here on FX Adventure. You can also do that. But yeah, for now, peace. I'll see you guys tomorrow as we go through another adventure. For now, stay safe, be blessed, and bye bye for now.